Now, this recipe is a French classic recipe, which is tomate farci, which is stuffed tomatoes. It's basically sausage meat, so I'll be taking these little chipolata meats out of their skins. It's a layer of rice on the bottom, which we're just putting in like that. You choose the quantity according to the size you need. This is ideal for 4 people, and I've done it for 4 people. Normally you use giant tomatoes. These are the size that you can get at this time of year. So I will be doing this to them. I cut them, and I want to preserve the top I cut out as a little hat. Okay. And I'll just take that. And then what I do, I use a teaspoon to take out the centres. Now, if they're juicy and superb tomatoes from the summer, this is quite an easy event. But as you can see, you don't want to destroy the outer part of the tomato, but you don't want the core, you don't want the juice, and you don't want the pips. You take that out, and then all you have to do is fill it with sausage meat, and they really are that simple. I do have variations which I will be doing later on, but basically you're plugging them with sausage meat. And I usually use sausages because they work out better in France. Now, I'm going to put this on the top, and I'm going to do it to all of them. These little onions, I'm saving this. You'll see what I do with that in a minute. I put this on the top, and that encloses the whole thing. Now, these are spring onions, and I'm just laying them in there as well. And these are a couple of spring onion stems. Now, the onion is an optional. It's an optional because you don't need it, but it just adds a little bit of flavour and a little bit of interest. And I think anything that does that's a good thing. I also add some pepper. Now, usually when you work out the amount of rice to water ratio, you normally do about 2 to water to 1 of rice. But because you've got tomatoes which are liquidy, you don't do that, not at all. What you do, you work out on the basis of 1 to 1, because you've got the juice from the tomatoes, and I'm going to use the juice from this. The little bits, I shall chop them a bit and lay them in there as well for more interest. The other thing I'm going to do is to take some sun-dried tomatoes and add that as interest to my rice. In this case I've used basmati only because that's what I've got in the cupboard, but you can use a very cheap everyday rice. Try not to use something like Thai because that goes sticky. You want something that's not going to be too sticky, that's all. Right, now what you've got there is the basis of a dish, and I'll come back when I've got all the other tomatoes done. Okay? Right, as you can see, they're all done. Right, these are the little bits of onion, these are the centres of the tomatoes from them, these are the sun-dried tomatoes, and you've got your rice on the bottom, which did measure 1 cup. Now, also from the tomatoes, we've got half a cup of this, which I'm just going to throw in there. I've also got a little tiny bit of thyme because I don't think these tomatoes are the best, and we want to add a little bit of flavour. All right. You could have added basil if you want, but at this time of year it's been around since last summer and it's a bit stale. Now, I'm just going to measure out my 1 cup of liquid, which is my 1 cup of water. I don't want to put it in too quickly and for everything to get mushed about and all over the place. There. Now, if you hadn't have added the liquid, you could have stored this in the fridge even. You'd then need an extra 5 minutes in the oven on top. This will get 20 minutes. That's all it takes to cook the little sausagey bits on the inside and to cook the rice. This is a 1-pot dish. It tastes nice. The other thing you can do, you can prepare this in the morning, put it in your fridge. When you come home, take it out, add your water and your tomato, and then you put it in the oven. And the other nice thing is that you can cook it in advance the night before, store it in the fridge and have it cold the next day, or even warm it in the microwave. It's such a versatile dish. It's not expensive, and if you get big tomatoes, they look even more nice. And I have other versions of this that I will show you. So this is for the oven, but it's actually being used at the moment, so it's got to sit here for 5 minutes before that comes out. So I'll show it to you after it comes out. So I'm just going to pop these in. And they're on 175 and they'll be in there for 20 minutes. And it's a nice hot oven. Okay, so it's had its 22 minutes, something like that. Okay. And as you can see, that's a very nice meal. Now, let's just see how nice. The rice is all fluffed up. Can you see? It's fluffy rice.
Steamed.
It's really nice. And the tomatoes have cooked well. The sausage meat is inside, and all these little flavourings. So this is a very good meal. Let me just see if you can see. We've got a slightly crispy top, and you can see it's all fluffy and separate grains. That was so easy. That was about 10 minutes to prepare. It's aromatic. You can taste the little bits of onion. It's also got the background of the tomato. That's more than rice. That's a dish.